by Becky Chan. Or perhaps it is not. Well, let me. I think they're working out a technical thing on their end. So let me just give you some of these other incentives that still need to be met. For Untitled Goose Game, if you wish to remain a pretty goose, we are sitting at $1,095.20 out of $1,500. For Undertale, to hug the goat. If you've played Undertale, which I've heard one or two people have played that game, you'll know exactly what that means. We need $1,500, and we're currently sitting at $455.11. In Legend of Legaia 2, if you want Lang's Comeuppance, we're going to need $500 for that. We're currently sitting at $30. And for Legend of Legaia 2, the rice planting minigame. We actually do not have any donations for that yet, but rice planting minigame sounds extremely silly. I think you all really want to see it. We need $750 for that one. Additionally, for Legend of Legaia, for Legend of Legaia 1, excuse me, for Vaughn's nickname, currently we have a tie between Noah, who's a actual name of another character in the game, and Bosch. So in honor of the extremely memey scene from Final Fantasy XII that we just saw, Captain Bosch, you guys. Don't believe Andor's lies. I'm Captain Bosch. For Legend of Legaia, for Noah's nickname, the leader there is Emily with $100. And I am hearing that we are actually ready now. So this is Spyro, Year of the Dragon by Becky Chan. Take it away.
Yeah. Hi.
Ah, there we are. Hi.
Sorry for a little more time we needed. But yes, I've heard we're ready, and I'm ready. I think. I hope. So I'm just gonna start the game, and you can start the timer when. I don't know. Can I get a countdown?
Do you want me to do the countdown before you hit it? I can do that for you.
Can you?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, you ready in the control booth there? All right. 3, 2, 1, and go.
So this is Spyro Year of the Dragon, part 3 of the OG trilogy. Obviously, you can see it's OG because look at these beautiful polygons.
Very pointy.
Yeah. This is 100 egg, which is basically the no major glitches category. SM64 70 style, if you like. Where you have to get 100 eggs to open the door to the final boss. So this is what you do in a casual playthrough as well. Except that I hope this is going to be faster than a casual playthrough.
Don't have to peek at the strategy guide or anything partway through the game.
I need that. I should have memorized the route by now. But apart from 100 eggs, we don't need anything else. It's just I need to collect a few gems at the beginning because of one door I had to open. You can to collect gems, but not many.
But the run
We need 300.
The run is beautifully routed to avoid as many gems as possible.
I mean, it's just not necessary. And the point where I need the gems, I simply wouldn't have them. I kind of have to go out of my way because you don't need gems. And if you're really, really good at this game, then you don't need any gems.
Dragons don't need gems anyway. They don't need a horde. That's a myth. Unlike dragons, which are real.
I have to while I collect all the convenient eggs. There are 149 you can get before the bonus. And so we have lots of eggs to pick from, which is good. So we can just take the most convenient ones. And at the end of every level, we bring one of the inhabitants of the world in our home world, and we always get one egg at the end of the level. So that's really convenient. Eat them, and they give us eggs. So cool.
So of all the tricks in the game, which one is your favorite?
Probably one you cannot see in this run, but I can show you one later. I have to show you one later. So this is basically the first thing, and this is very important to know. So all the side areas have zones, and they kind of bleed into the scenery. So I could just scenery and then go out of bounds and enter the portal from behind the mountain because the loading zone is there, even though you cannot see the portal because it's on the other side. When I leave this area where we are, this already skipped the first time we would have paid money bags to not block our way anymore. Would have been only 100 gems, but since I'm already very low on gems, this would have been really bad. But this is a very easy way to avoid that. So here we are. This is basically the end of the level. And when you look to the left, this is where we started.
Oh yeah.
The Rhinox must be.
And clips like that are the reason why we need so few gems in this run.
Almost all of the money bags.
There are a lot of portals that Becky is going to be clipping into,
Whoops.
either over or under it.
We usually wake up our father.
I've always loved the animation in this game. It's just the character designs and everything. It's just so adorable. I love it. It's very cartoony, which I like.
Trying to end this level, the challenge in the air to set up. So if I do this right, then I can catch him in one flame. I missed. Okay. But you got the idea. So he was in the correct position already, and I could have just flamed in one go. And now before I leave, I do a little jump. 1 frame jump is enough. And the cool thing is, I can, while I jump and I mash when I leave the area, then I can bring my momentum over to through the loading zone and to the next area. And usually you would just, when you leave, you would just drop down back to where the end portal is. And I didn't. So with the extra momentum, I could have just glided to the platform and get the egg.
That is a really, really neat trick and neat skip.
And since the only thing you have to do is jump before you leave, it's very easy. Okay. We get more gems because we have time. We have to wait for Hunter to give us eggs.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Wipe the smile.
So right here is our first a big out of bounds.
I'm really nervous about this because this is very, very crucial.
And first try.
And this is one of the coolest things that you can do in Spyro. So this is what we call swim in air, and it's basically exactly what you see, because we are swimming in air. And you do this to enter Sheila's portal because we don't have enough gems to pay money bags to free her. And thankfully, all of the inactive
Thanks
portal
again,
triggers
Spyro.
are active and just stored underneath.
Hiya, Sheila.
It's also the same for the portals that need egg requirements. We don't have this problem here because we always have enough eggs. It's very important for any percent runs though. So here we only need the active portal triggers for all the other characters we can play, but we cannot pay. This is an auto scroll. I can tell you how the swim and air works. So what I did, you saw me flying through the cave and then moving, then changing my direction to fly out of the cave. This is something you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to fly to the end of the cave where the egg is. And the cool thing is, we call this whirlwind bypass. When you just turn around and the whirlwind disappears, when you're far away enough, then the whirlwind disappears. And when you turn around, you have a tiny bit of momentum for the jump. And then with the superfly, you're in. We call this superfly jump to get a tiny bit more momentum to get over the wall. And then you can just dive into the water from out of bounds. And then you get swim in air, because the only thing I need gems here. So this is one of the things where I have to move around a bit.
Thanks for the help, Sheila.
In this level, it's the only RNG that is like in the last room where there's one more Nog or not, or Rhinoc, sorry. And then that's basically it. You haven't missed much. You just bring the goats home and then.
By the way, we have time for a donation.
At last.
We have $50 from M Kava. It says raising money for charity hype.
The level where I need the gems for. Or where I need the gems for. We need 300 at the end of the level. And we're good on gems. Kind of trying to talk to no more NPCs.
And you said that this is the last time you'll actually need gems in the run?
The rest we can easily skip.
Here, take this.
One portal for the side characters, and it's the same thing as for the side portal in Cloud Spires, where the loading zone is bleeding into the scenery, so it's enough to jump onto the portal and then enter it from behind. This is not the challenge for this side area, but this egg is much faster than the actual challenge. So we're just getting that one egg from the side area and then leave again. It's super quick. So I just opened the door, my 300 gems, and now I'm catching more thieves. hopefully kind of quick. Another one.
Hey, there goes another.
Even faster, but we're also faster because supercharge is cool. Oops. Really is also waiting. Because otherwise it's not fun. One more level in this homeworld and then you can already leave. And funny enough, you get 1/3 of the eggs here because they're all really quick.
Yay!
So which level is your favorite?
Probably Charmed Ridge. It's a level in the third homeworld. And there's one that I really like that probably also everyone knows. It's one in the second homeworld. It's called Enchanted Towers, and it has the best skateboard area, which we unfortunately won't see, but it's cool and everyone probably knows it.
We remember that skateboard area so much as a kid.
Because it's just so much fun. Also, there are a few skateboard sections in this game actually, but that's the one where you, where Hunter teaches you tricks. After we have completed Sheila's level, all of her side portals are open. Though we've never actually freed her.
One little
Neat little trick to avoid talking to the seals and starting a countdown for this challenge. The problem is when you skip it, it's more likely that the game crashes here. We usually avoid it by going in the direction I'm going right now, and also collect a few gems and kill a few Rhinox to make sure that there's not too much going on the screen at the same time. I have prepared a save file just in case that my game actually crashes here,
Oh,
and
no.
then we can just start again. Okay, we didn't crash. Good.
Yay! Oh, always a good
There are two
point for a run.
sections. Yeah, there are two sections where bad things can happen, and I've prepared save files for both of them. Also, this is an unskippable cutscene. So.
Wow!
all of the baby dragons are so adorable.
They are.
Ah. And for the first time, there are also female dragons, which was not the case in Spyro 1.
Should have been an addition on the box. Now with female dragons.
This is the first mini boss. You lose lives here. You actually lose lives. Collect a few of the ammo boxes and then just mash the shooting button.
You make this look so easy.
As you collect enough boxes, you're fine. Okay.
Wow!
Probably one of the worst even though it has no RNG, it's just how you move in this. Because of the water tunnel, like the physics change and you have this water pressure around you because you're going you get just pushed forward. And you also have to kill all of the Rhinox in this tunnel. I was really worried about this.
Doing great.
This egg has.
There's another water tunnel challenge later in the game. And that's definitely easier than that. Because they don't have to defeat all the enemies.
She made that look really easy, but it's not.
My plan worked. Oh, I tell you.
So the problem is I have 0 sparks at the moment. Sparks is the firefly.
Let's head on
And I actually have to go away for a second to get my life refilled. Do the boss with green sparks, but I cannot do it without. So yeah, usually green sparks when I leave Seashell Shore.
Listen carefully, you.
It's going to help us
What I
defeating this boss. It's
So-
the easiest one because all you have to do is you keep him in this one position, and then I can just turn the camera like this. Then I can attack again because the bus is programmed to not go over the edge, and the camera works in a way that when things are not on camera, they simply don't exist. So you can hear him doing his attack, but he's not actually doing it. And so I can just do this a few times, and that's it.
So just by turning the camera, you can skip all this, basically this entire boss fight.
Exactly.
Well, Spyro watches a very awesome fight going on off screen that we are not allowed.
Yes. Sheila's doing the main work here. In the second home world.
Okay, Dragon.
And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to another beautiful swim in air from under the bridge. This is bridge swim. Go through this. So this is just a different kind of how to get swim in air. And now I also got the time to actually explain how it works. So Spyro only knows 2 states, swim state and ground state. And since the water physics work in a way that you don't have like an actual body of water, but just a plane, you can just switch around between them. And when you go out of bounds through swim in air, then then the container
Hi,
that
Spyro.
keeps the water there is gone, and you can just move around freely.
Sky swimming.
Incredibly convenient for everything. And so we just collect all the homeward eggs, open up your portals. Because lots of things are not solid here. We do the same thing as for Sheila when we do bird. Enter the portal from out of bounds, from behind, from underneath.
I have to train the.
This is a bit awkward to control because it's basically. So flying is the fastest way here.
You're controlling this really impressively.
I've captured the meal.
It's a way to to control him. You can hold the strike buttons. And you can also control the camera. And then he moves faster, but it's also long, so it's also more awkward to control. So I usually don't do that. The cool thing is, especially for the last room, you don't have to kill all the enemies. There's only one that lets the hummingbird continue, and that's that one. You don't have to shoot your way through the whole room.
Mission accomplished.
Leaving the level, I'm trying to get a new, another quick thief, but quick thieves are not my friends, so you might have to chase him. Hopefully not. Oh, we have to chase him. Sorry for that. Good time to read a donation if you want.
Well, let's see. I can plug some stuff here. Let me pull up some of my Demerine challenges. So, we've gotten a few extra dollars for that Sonic Mania Uninterrupted OST. I really think we should hit that because that soundtrack is awesome. There's also Sonic Mania and Knuckles. So if you're a fan of cartoony animal mascot characters, which I think you probably would be if you're watching Spyro the Dragon, we still need a few more bucks for that one. We're at $452.84 out of 1,000. And there's also the Untitled Goose Game, Remain a Pretty Goose. Need about $400 more for that one, so let's get those donations in.
So Spooky Swamp is kind of a fun level because the fireflies are talking in haiku, and even Moneybags does that, except that we don't talk to him because he just wants our money and we don't have one. This is the easiest skip in the game, the damage boost I just did on the water,
Dragon.
and it's something that even as a kid, you know that. Everyone who has played it has probably experienced this one. Because it's just, you jump into the water and then you skip Moneybags. That's it. Because of the different water heights. And the funny thing is, it's the best thing they did in the remake. They made this skip even easier in the remake. Because the water level is at the same height. And the piranha in the water are also less aggressive.
They knew what the people wanted.
Yeah, they did that. So this is kind of like almost an intended skip. Because there's no way they didn't know that. Mini boss. It's actually not in the normal route. This is kind of an extra egg to skip one later. I will come to that when I'm there. There are two eggs that I'm doing that are not in the normal route. And that's the cool thing. Since we have so many eggs available, you can just route it a bit differently to make it easier and more convenient for you. There's one challenge you really, really don't want to do it, then you don't have to. Just get one else.
We always think it's really, really cool when people make their own routes rather than just copying the world record, knowing their strengths and weaknesses and routing around that.
It's lower then, but yeah. just use different routes. Didn't even save too much time, so if I don't get it, it's not too big of a deal. That was beautiful. Okay, good. I'm almost surprised that I got this. So what I did here was boulder proxy, and it's a squeeze proxy. You could see that I squeezed Spyro in this corner between the wall and the boulder, and then the game reacts in pushing Spyro out, and it does that in this really crazy height. We usually say it's like soap when you have like lots of pressure. Put on soap in your hand, then you
Flies
release
away.
it. Yeah. So the easiest swim in air in the game. You just go to the edge of the waterfall and then you press square. Everyone can do that. And the egg I collected under the bridge is another thief egg. But the thing is, the thief only spawns after you got the level end egg. So before that, the egg from the thief is just stored there. And then you can just get it. It's the
Steal it
easiest thing
back.
in the world. Yeah. Because catching the thief after you finish the level takes forever. This is another extra egg I'm doing. It is not fast, but it's convenient because I'm already in swim and air and I can just enter Bentley's portal from out of bounds. It's not fast, but it's easy and it's on the way. You can go back to the to the normal egg route. The Bentley controls like a brick.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
He's like really slow. Is the easiest and shortest level of the run. Earlier. So we don't need Hunter to throw us a rock so we can open it. With the skateboard area. Sorry you can't see it.
Oh,
It's unfortunately not fast.
ironically.
Yeah. In Reignited in the route to do the skateboarding area because it's faster. And because you can skip the Hunter challenge. Don't have to let the time run out. So that's really cool. It's not the case in OG. So the only 2 eggs we collect is the one that I got on the way, and then noise warning. When the rockets explode, it's loud.
Yes, it is.
The world's
Kaboom.
It always happens. Like, hey, we have this really, really loud sound. And yeah, no biggie.
So if you happen to know, some people in chat are asking about the differences between this and remastered.
In general, they're basically two different games. It's like a different engine, and they built this from ground, so and it's just different. You can't. It's also like asking if skips still work. It's like kind of, but not really. And yeah, you. It's not like everyone who runs OG can also run Reignited and the other way around. Yes, okay, so this is my most hated trick of the game. And I just first tried it. I don't know how, but I did. Um, it's not even like a trick. It skips it skips like going through the whole level. The problem is it's old, but it's also a really precise jump. And can you please come back? Thanks. So yeah, ICP skip is really hard for me, and I'm glad it worked. Also, the thief area here is ridiculously easy because one is just waiting on the platform, so you can get this first, and the other one, for whatever reason, no matter how far away he is, you can always just press the camera button and he comes back, and then you can just blame him, and that's it.
Oh.
Oh, by the way,
Peak is a level that you don't want to just run through because it's really long and it's very laggy. Peak skill just takes so much time. Okay. You can. I'm not sure if you recognize this, but whenever I do like these really weird unintended jumps, I usually turn around mid-air. So these spin jumps help us to get more height than when Spyro is jumping onto something from the front. His like hitbox kind of changes, and then you can get a tiny bit more height. Wish I had my splits open because I'm 100% sure this would have been a gold split.
Ooh.
Because this was a perfect icy peak. Like definitely the best one I've ever had.
Nice.
And it was a beautiful jump off the cannon at the end.
Yes. It's also something that time.
let's head on over.
Especially not first try. Okay, so this boss is this is Spike, and the problem is the whole fight. The whole fight is just a problem, okay? Especially in 100. In any percent, at this point you're still on easy mode, and since Spyro has like adapted difficulty, easy mode is really easy for Spike here because it takes 2 hits per phase and he's less aggressive and you get fodder. And so because we're in hard mode, we have too many eggs. And he also takes 3 hits per phase. And he's really aggressive at the end. Boss is really long.
Are you saying that depending on how many eggs you have going into a boss, you'll get an easier or harder boss fight?
No, so give me a second. It's not only like the boss. There are like from this point on, like even in any percent, you definitely are in hard mode because it's just how many eggs you collect. It's also on which eggs you collect. Like there are some eggs that trigger hard mode at the beginning, and some don't. So at this point, we are definitely still in hard mode. It's like when if I would die a few times to Spike here, then I would get easy mode, for example. Like, the game adapts on how you play.
That is absolutely fascinating. We had no idea that such a thing existed.
It's a thing. It also, if you die in a few levels, you can see that enemies get moved. It's also like in fireworks, you can also see that, and it's like you suddenly get more fodder or at all, but then yeah, enemies get removed, something like this.
Listen to me.
So chat was super, super excited about that icy peak.
Really nice. I'm excited as well because that was actually beautiful.
You did great.
It didn't die in Spike, so that's good. It took forever, but hey. It's the most precious one that needs to be protected at all times because it's Noodles. Look, it's Noodles.
So cute.
This is just the best name for a dragon egg.
Music for this level is so good.
Yeah. So we're meeting Greta again. Maybe some of you will remember Handel and Greta from Spyro 2, where they were on a secret mission, and they're on a secret mission again in Spyro 3. The only seas that actually return in Spyro 3.
It looks like the source. Hey, if you see Handle,
Going to see Handel. Hopefully, like, in a minute. Okay.
Hey, Spyro!
Same thing as with the bird portal. We're entering. You can enter it from the scenery. I have to kind of activate an intended cheater mode because here's a skill point on the ceiling with like a really nice laser gun that makes this challenge bearable.
I love it when
Because
my
this
video
is
games are bearable.
Yeah, this is not a fun challenge. It really isn't. And I'm trying to make this a tiny bit easier. I might have to do this again. Yeah. Activate the laser gun all the time. First part about this is that you have to do this challenge twice. There's like one way, like to the end, and then you have to go back. And this is one of the reasons why I did an extra egg earlier to avoid going the way back. That's one of the eggs I'm skipping because I don't want to deal with this challenge for longer than I have to. Neat technique we call zigzagging you can do, which makes the challenge much easier and much faster. The problem is it's like a mashing kind of technique where you have to hold the controller awkwardly and then try to push buttons fast, and I simply cannot do that. Otherwise the challenge would be better. And then even the way back would be easy. But I have to deal with what I can do, so I'm just doing one way.
It looks pretty dang good to me.
And now we're getting one more extra egg. Also, I have such a huge amount of lives at the moment. I usually have less, mostly because of ICP. Probably the next level will not eat all of my lives. We'll probably eat one or two. Level we're escorting
Be careful around
Crazy
here.
Ed to his treasure, the lost fleet he found. That nothing is in his way. And I'm also trying to be on healthy sparks. Turns out, poor Ed. There's no real treasure, it's just an egg.
Oh,
So we're taking it.
led you to my treasure.
Watching this makes us really glad that it's not one of those escort missions where the NPC just wants to die.
Yeah, it's a good point. He just waits until everyone, every enemy is gone. I'm gonna do this and then I'll explain after what it is. Okay. So what I just did, I left the level while dying, and now I'm in a cool state we call zombie mode. And I cannot collect sparks, as you could see, and open the menu from here. It's an instant swim in air, which is incredibly convenient.
Swimming zombie dragon.
So why this works, sync between Spyro dying and the game recognizing Spyro's dying. So it kind of doesn't know in which state Spyro is, and so it just puts you in the state that you are in when you leave the level. And since Lost Fleet is underwater, you're in instant swim state. And I also death abused after getting the egg to remove the zombie mode, because it also removes our ability to our ability to use superpowers. Awkward because you can't see the the portal.
Oh no.
And you also have to be careful because there's a speedway portal right next to Bentley's portal to not accidentally enter the speedway portal. And since you can't see, you kind of have to move around a bit.
Wonder how Moneybags feels about all that out of bounds stuff.
Most of the time, he doesn't see us, so I don't think he. Yeah, I think he's really annoyed by it. That was a bad idea. Okay. I have to play the Bentley level. It's super straightforward. We're escorting our brother to the end, while also saving him from the sea lions.
Another gong!
The snowball here, we can just do a spin jump with Bentley because it also works with Bentley and not only with Spyro. Get a bit more. Just hit the gong at the same time. Bentley was a mistake. Wow. Bentley is super fun in the remake. They made him so much faster and nicer to control. With Agent 9 actually. While I really despise him in OG. So I'm trying to avoid him as much as possible.
Thanks, bro.
Yeti boxing was a mistake. We're going to see Yeti boxing in a few minutes, actually.
Oh boy. I hope the Yeti makes a donation while it's happening.
Everyone is going to give you all of their RNG, and you're going to have an amazing boxing.
It's kind of broken in the version I'm playing on.
Welcome to Fruit.
This is a super cool level because it has all the unintended platforming that you can wish for. There are just so many things you can do and try, and it's just super fun to mess around with. Oops. Kind of forget what the intended way through this level is when you just jump around all of the platforms. Also, you get taught to freeze the penguins, so be using that. Was not great.
Some bear sold laser.
The enemies again would take too much time, so I'm using the laser. Ow, okay. Never mind.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It does it time actually, because then I don't have to do the section again. I'm just starting where the egg was. Okay. Better. So you're supposed to jump around all of these roofs and then to the egg. But you can also just do the wall run.
Ah,
Also, here's Box.
fat dumb yeti.
Thing you have to know about how to do boxing on NTC version. You press square. That's literally all you do. There's no tactic, nothing you need to worry about. You just press square and hope that with a fast jab, you hit him twice, because that's unfortunately how that works. Unfortunately, if you're actually looking for a challenge. Also, we're not doing Bentley 2
You should go back
or Boxing 2 here,
to get
because that's not fast. If you're playing on the PAL version, you cannot cheese boxing like that. You actually have to fight.
Oh no.
But on NTC, you don't.
Thanks for helping out.
Last homeward egg here. If the whale lets us. Hi, okay. So yeah, it's inside of the whale. And then level that I mentioned earlier. Town Bridge, which is an extremely fun level in the speedrun.
Spyro.
Tails, fairies, and it's the fairy tale wipe. Also, this is my favorite wall because it doesn't exist. So, hi! We're just going through it.
Fake wall.
Because why would you need collision anyway?
And so many of these levels were reminded of just how good the music is in this game. All the Spyro games have such good music.
Positions where we shouldn't get them from, but hey. If they're already there, then we're collecting them.
That's right.
Fairy Tale Challenge.
According to
It's
legends.
Jack and the Beanstalk. Thing with the mushroom and flower seeds. Didn't plant, okay. Plants if you're you're actually in the middle. It's also really important to know your spin jumps here, so you can actually get onto the mushrooms. This is the first egg. We're getting another one at the end. That's why this challenge is worth it, because it has 2 eggs actually.
Ooh.
This challenge is
You've been doing
really,
great
really,
so
really
far.
cool to watch because it's so different in the speedrun than it is from in a casual playthrough.
Definitely.
There's so many skips everywhere, and it turns what looks like what is initially an annoying challenge into something that looks really, really, really slick.
We have only used like half of the seeds.
At last, I
That's one more.
Oh,
Now onto the box. But I need water first. Keep your sparks healthy. So this is the biggest RNG section of the game.
that's it. I've had enough.
Greens, take your bet. I bet 2. So what we want is red rockets. What we will be getting is probably green rockets. And every green rocket loses about 15 seconds by default. Here's the first one. So the problem is, if you get a green rocket, it's 1. And if If you get a red rocket, you get 50, and they deal the same damage. So, yes. It was not supposed to be like that. Official Spyro 3 guide says that the green rockets deal double damage, but they don't. It's like, hey, it was supposed to not work like this, but it does, and now we gotta deal with it.
Oops.
It's RNG what enemies we get, and we have terrible enemy RNG here.
That was nice of them to not replace your red rocket with a green rocket when you picked it up.
Like kind of the default, right? The attack we want. And he can also summon Buzz, the first boss. He only takes one hit then, but still kind of annoying. I've seen him because it wasn't the last egg that spawned. There's a the easy mode in Scorch is only you get fodder. If you die a few times, then the game just decides
Spyro, I
to
know
give you fodder. I'm not sure if it changes something about the enemies. I don't think, but I know you definitely get fodder. Enough to defeat a boss. Don't have to do it in like one go. Without new health. Oh. Kind of. The last homework, by the way. So we're getting anything that's left. This is the prettiest level of the game, Crystal Islands.
Spyro, don't.
It's also one of the longest. I think it is even the longest. But it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's got a nice color palette and everything.
Yeah.
Cute.
Would you like to see a trick?
You know what we haven't seen in a while in this run? Oopsie. Why did I fall down? Fall down here. Seen a swim in air in like a few minutes. So it's time for doing that again, right? The thing is, there's lots of water in this level. And you can get the swim in air everywhere. Go. The last thief here.
Let's see here.
Luckily we can.
Actually, could you pause the game for just a moment? It seems like the feed is kind of chopping and dropping frames here. I thought maybe it was just on my end, but it is on the stream as well. So let's see about getting that fixed. Just one moment here. So while we are fixing that, let me review some of these incentives that we have. All of the money is going to Malala Fund, which helps girls get an education so that way they can reach their full potential. So some of the upcoming incentives we have here is Sonic Mania Uninterrupted OST. If you like Sonic Mania and you like the soundtrack, well then, that's the incentive for you. For Sonic Mania and Knuckles mode. That's something you can donate to. In Sonic Mania, you can do and Knuckles mode and add Knuckles arbitrarily to your game, which is always it's pretty good. It's pretty funny. For Untitled Goose Game, you can remain a pretty goose, which I'm pretty sure is the ribbon for Goose Games. So if you wanted the goose to be pretty, you can donate to that. For Undertale, to hug the goat, which is a very important scene at the very end of the game. You can donate to that. For Legend of Legaia 2, Lang's Comeuppance. If you want Lang to get what's coming to them, you can donate to that. And also for Legend of Legaia 2, the rice planting mini game. We need $750 for the rice planting mini game. No one's donated to that yet, so if you are a big Legend of Legaia 2 fan, you should definitely get those donations in. Additionally, for the original Legend of Legaia, for Vaughn's nickname, currently there is a tie between Noah, which is actually one of the other characters in the game, to make it extra confusing, and Bosch, which is a reference to Final Fantasy XII, since there was a Vaughn in that game as well. For in Legend of Legaia, Noah's nickname, currently Emily is leading with $100. So if you wish to get that changed, you totally can. Someone apparently had also donated for Gala, which is another character's name in the game. In Legend of Legaia, Gala's nickname, you can change it to Vaughn, which is the current leader. But if you have sillier ideas, you're totally free to donate to those. For the Undertale character name, the leader currently right now is Frosty, $275. Next in second place is Siri, which is $100. With $60 is Masse. So those are the top three. If you wish to donate to get your favorite name in the running, or just add your own favorite name, that would be fine as well. For the Odin Sphere character route, now in Odin Sphere you can play as many different characters. You can play as many different characters, and they all have their own route. So if you want to see your favorite character, now the three choices, this is not all the characters in the game, but the three main choices here we have are Gwendolyn, Mercedes, and Velvet. Currently Gwendolyn is leading with $25. Then there's Mercedes and Velvet. Neither one of them have any donations, but if you wish to see them, then go ahead and donate towards that. Other things you can donate towards is Legend of Legaia 2, Kazan's nickname, and Sharon's nickname. Neither one of those have any donations, so if you want to throw some money in there, you can get your own name of your choice on there. For Legend of Legaia 2, if you want a specific demise for Avalon, there are the three options. There are normal slashes, full power mystic arts, or point card, whichever one that you prefer. For Legend of Legaia 2, there's also Lang's nickname, Maya's nickname, and Ain's nickname. So if you want any of those, you can donate towards those. Later in the week, we will be having a Learning with Liz little showcase there. But what she's going to do, she's actually going to try to teach different games to people, or rather a game of your choosing to different people. So the choices there are Crystal's Ponytail, Darkened Sky, which is the Skittles game that she ran at AGDQ, a game of Richard Scarry's stuff, which if you're not familiar with Richard Scarry, just letting you know, the name's kind of misleading. Ristar, or Ristar. I always said Ristar. Other people said Ristar. But Ristar, which is an actual good game. I've actually beaten that game. Or Wiz and Liz, which is another very silly Genesis game. It's got some pretty wacky music to it. For Link to the Past, there's a file name choice bid war. You can name Lonk. Like, you can name whatever you want, but the three leaders right now are Lonk with $558, Frog with $250, and Honk with $58. So you can get those donations in for that. All right, and it looks like the technical issues have been resolved, so we're going to go back to Spyro Year of the Dragon with Becky Chan. There we go.
Here, you can have this.
Yeah, it's a really huge talk box. You can talk to him from like everywhere on this platform, which is cool. Also, you will probably remember this slide if you've played this game, and we're skipping most of it because it's a long slide and it's difficult because you're sliding everywhere and there are no barriers that keep you from falling down. So thankfully we can skip it. Is the last thief. Again, you can get him quick. The problem is I have never gotten him quick. So I always have to chase him, unfortunately. But hey, at least it's the last one. So yay.
Yeah.
No more thieves.
Get back here.
With the border proxy earlier. You can also do a proxy on the Scorpion.
The one moment. It seems the feed is chopped up again, so may have to pause it briefly. We can see what exactly is going on here. Sorry about that, you all. We'll see what the issue is here. Let's see. While we are at it, let's see here. We could play some more of Guess the Badly Drawn Video Game, if you all desire. Just one moment. Let me get my markers. Go over here.
Sorry about that again. So this was the second section. This was the second section that I mentioned. I made a save file for, because on this section where Tara actually comes out of the tomb, you can soft lock. I've never experienced it, but I wanted to be safe. So Tara is definitely not Lara, and totally doesn't look like Lara Croft. No. So, except that he does. Also, just a bunch of unintended platforming, which makes the level very fun. Wow, this had not happened in a long time. Okay. Let me reroute this real quick.
Like a plan.
Hi, Spyro. Seen you.
It's a very unique challenge. It's now a side scroller. We play Sheila. And again, we get 2x in this area, which is really nice because it's fast. And we get 2x. This is also really interesting to know. So this egg cannot be obtained. The scorpion is dead. I don't know why. It's just that some eggs cannot be collected when the enemy in front of it is still alive. It's in Midnight Mountain, all very dangerous. Because someone is asking, I'm playing on PS TV, just like a consoleized version of the PS Vita. Has access to the PSN store. And if you have a European account, and this is important, only if you have a European account, you can download the NTC Spyro Trilogy. It makes no sense, but it is like this. If you have a US account, then you cannot get the Spyro Trilogy. It's good because we're getting 1.0 versions, which are the best. I'm trying to skip to the end of level here. Perfect. It's a very long level and you don't want to do it. So it's definitely worth to do to try this a few times.
It was a beautiful way
Already
to
at the end.
skip a level.
Yeah. Very convenient. Also another, not another slide skip because I fell down.
Oh no.
Doesn't take that long, but it's cooler to skip it. Just fly to the end. On to the worst challenge, not only of this level, but like the whole game.
Oh no.
Because this is a tanks mini game, and you have to do 2 rounds
The
to get
first round
2 eggs. One is only 4 enemies, and the other one is 10. And this is the reason why I did an extra egg earlier, because I don't want to do the second round. There's not enough fodder to make this worth for me. I sometimes even struggle with the first round. I try not to do that.
Well,
Skipping Tanks 2 is a wonderfully, wonderfully pragmatic decision, and
you may now
we really, really love seeing people take that decisions like that in routing. So we have a question in chat. Does the PSTV version differ much from the original release of the game? And are the two releases directly comparable?
So no, this you get the 1.0 version when you download it, and it's the same 1.0 version you get if it's on the disc. PSTV only has the advantage of having faster loading, but it's the exact same game as the 1.0 version. I think it's the black labeled version. Game-wise, there's no difference. Even the 1.0 version, 1.1 version, sorry, is not that much slower. It just has a few bugs fixed, and one cutscene is extra, and the music is different in a few sections. And the only thing that's relevant for the speedrun, you have one, the boundaries are a bit higher in evening leg, the third one. You can still get out of bounds easily, but not as easily as in 1.0. This is Dino Mines. Dino Mines.
Ah.
It's a good game. It's a good level. And dinos are cute.
Yeah, they are. Those are pretty cute dinosaurs.
That I mentioned a long time ago that there's another water tunnel. Yes, it's time. Time for water tunnel.
one of them dinosaurs ruined
This and it's definitely easier to do this one. This is the last actual challenge
that was
we have to do. Getting one level end egg, and then we have 100 eggs, and then we defeat the boss. So the thing is, you will get another egg after the boss. So you finish this run with
well.
101 eggs, but the timer stops before you get the 101st egg.
Jumping jaw.
So it's not like, oh, why are we getting 101 eggs in a 100 egg run? No, The timer stops before you get this.
The last one doesn't count.
Yeah. I need this water, please. Door.
You did it, Spyro.
We're doing the final boss.
Woo!
9 helps us. I don't need his help, but he wants to help.
Makes him feel better.
This fight is, if you do it the way I do it, like the casual way, it takes you have 3 different phases. Deal with a bunch of RNG. So if you are really, really good, you learn the patterns for this fight. So you can learn where the cannons drop. You can like read how they look like in the sky, and then you can predict where they fall down. You can also predict where the sorceress is running to, and even where Agent 9 is running to. And then you can skip like 2 phases. But this is also a lot to remember and to learn. And only a handful of runners actually bothered learning all the patterns. For a long time we thought it's all RNG, and then the world record holder, Jeremy Tom, put too much time into this fight when he was on his any percent grind, not even 100 egg, and figured out all the patterns. Limited ammo here, so I can just, if she doesn't knock me off, then I can just finish the fight. And time is on the last hit.
Just one last like frame droppage glitching happening. I don't know if you can pause it during the boss fight, but
Oh,
is it? Did
too
you get
late.
it? You got
Over.
it? I don't know.
It's over.
I did see the frame where you got the final hit in.
GG, an amazing run of an amazing game.
Thank you. Thanks for being with me with the technical difficulties. I'm really sorry about it. But I'm also very grateful that I could show this run and to show you this. Shouts to the Spyro community. I'm so happy to be a part of this and to be a part of Versatiles. So thanks everyone.
Yeah, it was a
I'll
great
see
run.
you soon.
That was awesome. I love that. All right, we are going to take the stream down just temporarily, but we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. Up next is Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and you will not want to miss that. So just sit tight, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys, gals, non binary pals. I am Lost the Pirate. I'll be your host for the next however long. We are back from that technical restart, so we should be enjoying things coming up shortly. We have got Dragon Warrior Randomizer coming up next. And just a reminder, this all here is for Malala Fund. Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. With more than 130 million girls out of school today, they're breaking down barriers that hold girls back through investing in local education activists, advocating to hold leaders accountable, and amplifying girls' voices. So we have got some incentives that folks hopefully are interested in donating towards to be able to have things the way you want here at Frost Fatale. And let me get that refreshed so that I can see exactly what we got going on right now. We do not have donations to be read. Okay, folks, and we're going to take a moment to go over to a Twitch ad.
वेलकम बैक असमाइन इकराम। हमारा प्रोग्राम है तालीम हमारा बुनियादी हक, और इस हवाले से जज्बा एफएम के स्टूडियो से हमारी मोहतरमा उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल साहिबा साइकोप की एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हैं।
जी अफसर साहब, हमारा यही मैसेज है और हम इस मैसेज को जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि अपनी बच्चियों को जो है ना वो तालीम दिलवाएं, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि हर बच्ची स्कूल में 12 साल तक रहे।
Pakistan is very close to my heart. It is my home country. My activism started in Pakistan. And this is the country where I want to see every girl in school, because I was once there and I could not get my education. And many girls are still deprived of education there. When I meet the champions in Pakistan, it gives me hope. I can see these amazing people who are working in the most deprived and marginalized communities, who are helping girls who may not be able to get any opportunity to complete their education if these activists are not there to support them.
मेरा नाम उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल है और मैं एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हूँ साइकोप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से। मैं 96 से जो है इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ काम कर रही हूँ।
क्या हाल है?
हमारा मकसद सिर्फ यही है कि हम जो वल्नरेबल कम्युनिटीज़ हैं हम उनको अपलिफ्ट कर सकें, उनके लिए काम कर सकें। चूँकि मुजफ्फरगढ़ जो है साउथ पंजाब का बहुत दूर दराज का एरिया है और डिप्राइव्ड एरिया भी है, तो इसलिए हम यहाँ पर ज़्यादातर हमारा एजुकेशन पे ये काम है कि हम जो बच्चियाँ स्कूलों में नहीं जाती उनके लिए काम कर सकें, स्कूलों की इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए काम कर सकें, लॉबिंग कर सकें, एडवोकेसी कर सकें। हम जिस काम के लिए आए हैं वो बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो यहाँ पर क्या आपके यहाँ रिवाज है कि जब बच्ची प्राइमरी कर लेती है तो उसको स्कूलों में जाने देते हैं आगे? 23-24 साल पहले जब आप देखें कि इस इलाके में ख़वातीन का बाहर निकलना भी मायूस समझा जाता था। यहाँ मुजफ्फरगढ़ में ख़ास तौर पर लोग गरीब हैं, यहाँ पर जो एक्सेस है स्कूलों की तरफ वो भी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करती है। ज़्यादा दूर तक बच्चियों को नहीं जाने देते। जब तक बच्ची तीसरी चौथी तक पढ़ती है तो वो अपने बहन भाइयों के साथ मिल के चली जाती है, लेकिन जो ही बच्ची थोड़ा बड़ी होती है तो वो फिर माँ बाप जो उसको उठवा लेते हैं, ड्रॉप आउट हो जाता है। मलाला फंड के साथ हम एक प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन और उसकी क्वालिटी एजुकेशन के ऊपर। हमने कुछ जो बच्चियाँ हैं एडवोकेट्स समझ लें हमने बनाई हैं, खुद भी पढ़ रही हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो सब बच्चियाँ, और वो भी कोशिश करती हैं कि कोई बच्ची अगर ड्रॉप आउट है उनके जानने वालों में, उनके इर्द गिर्द में, वो ना सिर्फ हमें इन्फॉर्म करती हैं बल्कि वो खुद भी उनको मोटिवेट कर रही होती हैं।
मेरे फादर की डेथ हो गई थी तो फिर अम्मी ने मुझे नहीं पढ़ने दिया, तो उन्होंने कहा बस आप घर में ही रहो, क्योंकि ज़िम्मेदारी बहुत ज़्यादा थी तो घर ही बैठ। फिर मेरी एक दोस्त है दुआ फातिमा, उसने मेरी मम्मा से बात की तो फिर मेरी मम्मा ने मुझे स्कूल आने दिया।
विमेन काउंसलर जो हमारे लोकल गवर्नमेंट के साथ अटैच है, हमने उनको भी लूप में लिया हुआ है, हम उनकी भी ट्रेनिंग करवाते हैं। यही कोशिश है हमारी कि हम ग्रास रूट लेवल से लेकर जो हमारी डिमांड्स है उसको पॉलिसी लेवल तक पॉलिसी मेकर्स तक पहुंचा सकें।
अब मेरी कुछ तसल्ली हो जाती है इनके साथ काम करके। मैं घर में भी जाती हूँ लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि स्कूल चाहे दूर सही लेकिन प्राइमरी स्कूल तक बच्चियों को लाजमी लाएं। कोई नहीं, कुछ सफ़र ही करना पड़ेगा ना, लेकिन बच्चियों की तालीम बहुत ज़रूरी है।
लाला फंड उन्होंने एक अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है वो हमें दी है और हम सब ने उसे अवेल भी किया है। ना सिर्फ हम जो चैम्पियंस हैं अपनी कैपेसिटी बिल्ड करें, बल्कि हम चैम्पियंस जो है अपने अपने लेवल पर बैठ कर हम लोगों के साथ मिलकर उनके साथ मिलकर हम काम कर सकें बच्चों के एजुकेशन पे। तो काफ़ी बच्चियां हमारे कहने पे स्कूलों में इनरोल भी हुई हैं, लेकिन अभी भी बहुत काम करने की ज़रूरत है। अगर अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मिले तो मैं समझती हूँ कि ज़्यादा हीरे जो हैं वो निकल कर आ सकते हैं हमारे पास।
Another way that you can support Malala Fund is by purchasing a t-shirt at the Yeti. The Yeti is donating $5 per Frost Fatale shirt sold to Malala Fund. You can find the shirts at theyeti.com. Coming up next, we are going to be enjoying Dragon Warrior Randomizer. There is currently an incentive going on for which sprite will be used during that run. If you would like to donate towards a particular sprite, the options currently are Princess of Moonbrook, which is in the lead currently, Female Sage, Nara, and Princess Gwaelin. And you don't have much time left on that one, as that is what is coming up next. Following Dragon Warrior Randomizer, we've got Legend of Legaia, which we have 3 different bid wards going on for. For Gala's nickname, for Noah's nickname, and for Vaughn's nickname. If you would like to donate towards any of those to name the characters as you would like, those are still open and will be through the Dragon Warrior Randomizer run. Okay, and we have a $15 donation from Eldritch. Says, donations to be read. Thank you very much for your donation to Malala Fund. And just a reminder, GDQ 2020 submission is open from March 4th through 14th for both runners and volunteers. You will be able to submit at gamesdonequick.com. We have a variety of incentives still on the line for you folks. Coming up for the run following the one that we are about to have, we have the Legend of Legaia run, in which you can donate on 3 different bid wars. We have Gala's nickname, Noah's nickname, and Von's nickname all up for grabs. After that, we have 2 different incentives for Sonic Mania. We've got and Knuckles mode, which is not quite halfway to being unlocked. If met, this will enable and Knuckles mode, allowing Knuckles to assist Knuckles in the Sonic Mania run. Lots of Knuckles! There's also the uninterrupted OST incentive to enjoy that lovely OST. We also have the incentive for Untitled Goose Game to remain a pretty goose. The goose is lovely and darling, and if you would like it to keep its beautiful ribbon and to have the ribbon put on the in studio goose, if I am remembering rightly from earlier, please feel free to donate towards the Remain a Pretty Goose incentive to allow the goose to keep its pretty ribbon. Also, very important for if we are wanting to keep things wholesome and darling, we have the Hug the Goat incentive for Undertale. Final boss of Undertale is a huge jerk. Huge jerk. But after all is said and done, the choice is yours. Do they deserve our forgiveness? Do they deserve a hug? It's up to you, chat. There is also a bid war on the Undertale for naming the fallen human. You can choose the character name that we will use. It's up to you. Currently in the lead is Frosty, followed by Siri and Masay. There are a few other things lower down, but those are the top contenders right now. And again, coming up next, we have Dragon Warrior Randomizer. And we do have a sprite. Oh, and looks like we are ready to go over to Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Take it away.